Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Aurora 4X C Sharp. So, last time, near the very end, we started dealing with the raiders, popping in on the Sol system and again in Seti. In Seti, they have managed to successfully destroy some civilian shipping, which is kind of annoying. While in Sol, they haven't done anything of real note, but we do have to take care of them. I just noticed a major issue with my quick reaction forces. So, my destroyers are generally designed with the intent of them being with a carrier, and that carrier has a 25 million kilometer range active sensor. That is not the case for the destroyers. The destroyers have an 8.6 million kilometer resolution 1 sensor, while the 25 million on the carrier is a resolution 100, which is basically the whole reason why it has as much range as it does. Lower resolution actually means, less range, but my understanding, or rather my interpretation of this is correct, is that it's going to be more accurate, while a higher resolution, contrary to what most people think when they think of resolution, actually has less, for lack of a way to describe it, clarity. And thus, you might only have partial detections, or you might not even detect something at all if they have good enough cloaking in the case of active sensors. But yes, so that is going to be an issue for our destroyers. They actually have to close into 8 million kilometers of range to be able to engage. And realistically, 8 is potentially still not quite close enough for them to have their own, because you can only fire if you have an active sensor lock, not with passives. But anything that has the active sensor lock will do. That's one thing that should be noted. The important bit is that something, anything, doesn't even necessarily need to be in the same fleet, to my understanding. It just needs to be in the system. It needs to have an active sensor lock. But, yeah. In the case of Seti, that's not going to be happening. Because the only thing that has active sensors there will be the STO. And the STO does not actually have all that great of range. It's only 2.8. Well, 2.7. Out of curiosity, what is the range any higher on these? Yes, it is 3.5. That's a bit better. Doesn't really make a significant difference. But yeah. Okay then. Let me get my timer started because I forgot to get that started again. Okay, we're going to detach 2 of these. Actually, you are going to stay landed because you're actually in the yellow on your deployment time, so you go ahead and land again. Five and 6 will go out. Contacts. Got us 10 million kilometers. Nope, that's 1 million, which is a little bit too close for my liking. Left off a 0. And you're going to do the same on the other one. Now, the main thing is that you need to keep your... Oh, shite. The Durils, those are military. Which means they're probably not troop transports. Because troop transports are technically commercial vessels for maintenance purposes. And I'm pretty sure that AI is unlikely to be using commercial engines on a military vessel. I mean, you can, but I think it's somewhat unlikely. But we just detected 3 Tekkas up here. And I'm going to need the fleet to deal with that, because that's an actual thing. The Gatas here, the fighters can probably deal with it. It is a civilian. Yeah, the fighters should be able to deal with the Gatas. It just depends on if it actually has an escort. If it does, then that's gonna put a bit of a hamper on things. Okay, and we just detected something else. Yayek is another military vessel. Or at least its engine type is military. And again, I think it's too small to be a troop transport. 7,000 is kind of small for a troop transport. So again, don't gotta worry about that. I think their troop transport, I'm like 99% certain, is a Charug here. The Gatas, unless they've gotten some really good thermal reduction techs, I don't know what the hell this thing would be. Actually, you know what? The Gatas could be a second generation troop transport. It's fairly slow like the other one. It has a thermal signature that is twice that of the other one, and they're both commercial. The main thing is that we don't have an active sensor on it, so we don't have much in the way of an idea of its sensor or, its size, but I'm inclined to think the Gatas is a second generation troop transport. And we're going to run with that assumption for now. So let's go ahead and have you guys all... No, you haven't. Granted, you haven't really had the time. Yeah, not much time has gone by. But I need you back out there. Like now. I guess I could send the carrier strike group itself out to approach the Gatas. Oh, excuse me. Actually, we have a 39 million on the carrier. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have the carrier approach the Gatas at follow. We will say 30 million kilometers. That'll also give the fighters time to do a little bit of, maintenance. Updated ship contact on the Yayek. Okay, the Tekka at Saiseti is now finally deciding to approach Saiseti, A2. So we're going to have to take care of that. We already have your... Yep, your actives are already on. Further updates. This is on the Durils. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the Durils. What are you? We actually still don't know. But we are missing Duril 1 and 2. Those are probably escorting the Gatas. But we haven't detected them because they are significantly smaller thermal signature and doubly so when they're moving with something that's about half their speed. Back to Saiseti. God damn it. Gotta close that window because annoyingly this game does not always just have this become the active window anytime something changes. What was that event? Contact reestablished on Drill 1 and 2. Okay. And are those escorting? Well, we actually lost sight of them again. So I don't know. Let's go back to Saiseti. Tekka 14 and 15 escorting the Gatas. Yeah, there's... Oh boy, yeah, okay, we are going to be very busy. The Raiders have decided that they're going to be super active now. It's a good thing we got the new generation of STOs on their way. Ever so slowly. They're supposed to be ready by October of, I believe, this year. But it might be October of next year. You are about to enter weapons range. 54 hits, 49 armor hits, 5 penetrations. Did we do any damage to its speed? No. I don't think we did. He does have range, though, now. He is firing back. Wrecked. Wonderful. Quick reaction, Force 1. Cancel your orders. Go here, grab this life pod, and transport them to A2. We're going to head back to Seoul. I think my... Oh no, those guys are still going. It's just... You know, they don't move much in 5 seconds. Which isn't a surprise or anything, of course. There's the Tekkas again. There's the Darils. They are actually lagging behind the Gatas for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Those guys are going to go and nuke the civilian population on something around Jupiter. What are you going for, out of curiosity? Are you going for IO? I think they might be going for IO. Which is weird, because... I mean, sure, I guess. Okay, game, you do you. Uh, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. You should be able to get there plenty of time, right? Yeah, you got another day. Head back to Seoul. Let an hour go by. Another hour. Okay, these guys have change of plans. They are... Did Io get nuked or no? No, it didn't. Okay, they, for some reason, just decided they wanted to fly to Jupiter and then start flying towards Earth. Your guess is as good as mine as to the logic there. Change of plans. I think 10 million kilometers might be just a tad bit too close for my liking. So this is 002. So you're gonna go. You were going for the Gatas. Follow. We're going to change a plans into 20 million kilometers. Because I don't quite know the weapon's range for these guys, and I don't want to get too close on accident. I mean, their weapons range is probably... Well, let's actually check. Saisetti. Go here. Oh, come on, game. Don't lag like that for me. It is... about 30 kilometers, it looks like, for their weapons range. At least on the Tekkas. I don't know if the Darills have longer range or not. For all I know, they could. Shit. O2, or excuse me, Recon Fighter 6 lost its targets. I'm going to have it stay where it is. Hopefully they get picked up again, either by it. Probably by it, if I'm being honest. If they keep their existing heading, they should at some point cross it. There we go. As I was saying, if they keep their current heading, they should at some point cross in front of it. Now you need to move away because... Oh, God damn it. Okay, those things are a bit more annoying, actually. We might need to close down 15 for these guys. Or might actually need to go, you know what? And we're just going to say, fuck it, go for the 10. For this guy. Because they are just slow, just low enough on their thermal. At a 312. Those Darills have about as much thermal. Well, that's actually... What is the thermal on you, out of curiosity? Because I don't actually know it off the top of my head. Your thermal is... Well, I need to actually just check the engine. The engine you're using... Oh, well, actually, it shows it right here as power. Okay. I didn't realize... Ah. Well, I think I know the reason why your engine power is the same as that. I think I forgot to, when I was designing those engines, to put any points into thermal reduction. That would certainly explain some stuff. Let's double check that real quick, but I think that is correct that that's the reason. Yeah, that would in fact be correct. I forgot to tell you guys to put extra Galsite into, or rather, use extra Galsite to be able to decrease the thermals. So your thermal signature is 100. These guys are about triple your thermal signature. Just for the sake of simplicity, we'll round. We don't have thermals on the Tekkas. At least not those, but I can always check here. They have a thermal signature of 156, so they actually have... Wow, really? They're slow as shit with a thermal signature of that. They better be using thermal reduction. I'm going to swap you and tell you to get closer. So Gatas follow at 15 million kilometers. Whoops. Not 150 million, that's a little bit too far away. You wouldn't see anything. Get just a little bit closer. Okay, those techas are showing 156. So I don't know if they've adjusted their tech, which is a possibility that they've adjusted their tech. Because now the techas are not that much. They don't have that as large of a thermal signature as they used to. You know, it's about half. Okay, yeah, no, you're gonna have to do 10 million kilometers. You're gonna have to. It's the only way I'm gonna be able to detect everything here. Especially in the case of the Gatas, because it's so fucking slow. There's the other two drills. Okay, they seem to be staying away, so I can do this. New detection in size SETI. Quick reaction force is still slowly making its way to try and pick up those survivors and then drop them off on size SETI A2. Out of curiosity, how is our gal site doing? Because I'm gonna need to get these, yeah. Gonna need those missiles sooner rather than later. Okay, they got us here as well. So they are planning to invade SciSeti A2. That I can say with certainty. That is going to be our target number 1. So I'm gonna have the guided missile cruisers fire their missiles at Gatis here because I don't know how many I'll need. I think it's better to go ahead and just sort of go the overkill strategy. We are obviously going to, however, do one at a time. I'm not going to be having everybody fire at once. What? Oh, that's a beam fire control, is it? Really? Oh. What? Is that the beam fire control? What is the name of my missile fire control? Sedivix. Okay, never mind. There we go. Put 1 ECM on the 15, and I don't think it really matters in the case of the missile. I'm going to assign that to fleet. While I'm here, double check on this because, yep, you're not set up. Assign that to fleet. You're not set up. Put that on the 15s, assign to fleet. There we go. Fix those. Okay. Close class design. Cruiser escort. We are waiting for the carrier to get its hands on. Here we go. So I said he's picked up its survivors. Remove last go here. Unload survivors. Get there quickly. You should be more than fast enough to arrive. Why do I have two of these open? I don't know. Another. God damn, they are really sending their shit out. We got two more Tekkas. I think those are the ones with the Gatas. Or they're. No, they wouldn't be. Or excuse me, not with the Gatas, with the other two Dorils, but that wouldn't be the case. Because we don't actually have eyes on those other two Dorils. Is that a active sensor lock game? Because that is my question. It is, in fact, an active sensor lock. Wonderful. Now, the main thing is that our missile fire control is actually not that great. I was apparently confusing my active sensor with my missile fire control. So we're going to get a new missile fire control for future generations. But as of right now, yeah. We actually only have a 25 million kilometer range on our missiles. Well, the missiles have more range, but we can't fire outside of the range of the fire control, if I recall correctly. I can certainly tell you to go ahead and fire. And we'll see what happens. But I don't think you will because your fire control is outside. Yeah, no, there's the two drills. So no, those... Goddamn, yeah, they're setting a ton of shit out at us. Since we have active on you... Oh, damn it, the other guy keeps coming in and out too much for me to be able to go that route. I was going to say maybe have Recon Fighter 5 head out and check out the other one, but that's not going to work. You know, go ahead and get contact on the two drills. Oh, yes, I need to change your standoff distance from 30 million to, we will say, 23 million. Follow. You know what? No, we'll just do 20 million. Oops, that's 2 million, not 20. Left off a 0 again. Now, I'm not picking up the other stuff on active, which is... There we go. There we go. Missiles fired. What was that? They are... Now, our issue is going to be that I'm obviously shooting the target. That's going to set off everything. One moment. Can I have you close to 5 million? Hopefully before he gets nuked. That should be well within range to detect the other stuff again. Hopefully. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Adjust your orders real quick. I want you to follow Tekka 15, we'll say. Lost eyes. There we go. Did we destroy it? No, we didn't, but I think we dropped its speed to 0. It looks like. Double check that that's right. Okay. So that guy is still up, which is slightly annoying. But he should be significantly damaged, so you cease fire. I'm going to probably keep you as you are. Guided missile, you. We still don't have the other ones detected on actives. We're going to need to close the distance further. 20 million is still too far away. 15. The other guys are flying away. Let's launch the fighters. They're going to move to engage you. Damn it. See what our problem is. Follow Tekka 20. 5 million kilometers. Thank you. Correct you. Go here, follow. 15 million. Oh, before I forget, set you guys to actives on. Surprised the Gatas is deciding to continue its approach. But for whatever reason, it's deciding, I don't care. Set you guys up to engage the Gatas. Quick Reaction Force 1 has arrived at its destination. Wonderful. That. Thing is, the Tekkas are slightly faster, so what I'm gonna probably end up doing is having the fleet fall back once the fighters have dealt with the Gatas. Because this is presumably a troop transport, it shouldn't likely have any actual fleet, or excuse me, weapons. Maybe it has a Sea Whiz, but that would be about it, if anything. And honestly, even that I'm not counting on. Yeah, so, you guys go ahead, turn around, start heading back to Earth. We're gonna take the approach of the enemy comes to us to engage. There we go. We have engaged the Gatas. Looks like it has not fired back at us at all from the looks of it. Why is, out of curiosity, Fang23 complaining? I do not know, but they did. Oh, because VF3 is nowhere near. I don't know what the hell VF3 is doing. I'm just going to tell VF3 to go ahead and land on the carrier strike group. Because they're not actually doing what I wanted them to do. Let's see, so 63 hits, 30 armor hits, 33 penetrating hits. I'm not going to ask how you have more penetrating hits than, well, no, I guess the math works out, technically. Sure, game, but maybe it's just me. But we must have either, some of those shots must have hit an area that had no armor, and thus they're technically a penetrating hit, which is the only way this makes any sense. Whoops. Oops. Forgot to press that. Yeah, no, I see. I can't do that. VF3, also turn off your actives and ship combat. Ceasefire so that you stop complaining. Okay, there's the Gatas dealt with. The last round had 63 hits, 31 armor hits, 32 penetrations, 51, 20, 31 here, and somebody got the medal. Lieutenant Chiang Huanxiong got the Order of the President for Naval Service based on the condition of destroying a hostile ship. He also got the Conspicuous Bravery Medal based on the condition of destroying 100,000 tons of commercial shipping. Good for him. Active sensors off. Ceasefire fleet. Active sensors off. Ceasefire fleet. You guys, Earth. Ooh, yeah. Some of you guys are really screwed up on your maintenance. All the more reason to get everybody back to Earth. We're gonna have. Is this 5? Yes, 5. 5 is gonna change of plans. It's also gonna make its way over here. Please, for the love of God, be smart. And do not fly. You know what? No, I can't trust you to be smart. I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm going to tell you to move to Alpha Centauri and then land on your assigned fleet. That will hopefully take you far enough. No, it won't. It won't. Never mind. Never mind. It won't work. Comets. Fleets. Don't show me planets or dwarf planets. Just show me the comets. Or is it a dwarf planet? Okay, either I am blind as a bat and I'm not finding it. I want you to head here to NK. Ah, somebody's there. That's what's screwing with me. These guys are there. And annoying that the game doesn't tell me what planet it is, it just tells me the civilian group. So, move to here, and then head to carrier strike group. That should take you far enough away that you will not potentially fly into these guys and then proceed to get yourself shot. Okay. That should be far enough south as the best way to describe it. To get safe, let's head back to Siceti. Are these guys not going to approach? No, they are. I just keep forgetting that they're slow as shit. They really are. They are absolutely slow. I will, of course, need to queue up another 100 of these to replace the 100 that got lost. How are we doing up here? Those guys seem to be ignoring us. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to also head back. You're also well past your deployment now. Because your deployment is not supposed to be for more than, like, at most a couple of days. If we actually pull this up, your deployment is for 0.38 years. Intended deployment time, 0.9 days. So not even a day, actually. Excuse me, this was maintenance life. Your intended deployment time is, yeah, not even a day. So we're going to let them come to us. How are you guys doing getting back? Yeah, you'll be fine. This guy's about to enter EM sensor range. It's a reasonably safe bet, though, that he has support. I would be shocked if he doesn't. I mean, it's possible, but it would be shocking. Let's go ahead, and I think we're going to go ahead and get some better tech on our missiles again, because, yeah, we kind of need it. Yeah, we kind of need it. Okay, let's see. What can I get? About the only thing really left that immediately jumps out is cobalt warheads. So I guess we'll go ahead and get that. That's going to be a ways out, however. That is, what, 40 years out, roughly? With our, with the current annual research points that team currently provides. They're 2 labs short. It could be a bit higher. It's not enough to be significant. Contact reestablished with those guys. So long as they leave us alone. Well, God. So the issue is that they're going to attack our civilian shipping if I do not go and take care of them, but the actual carrier strike group does not have the speed to necessarily take care of these guys, which is kind of our problem. Okay, you are well within passive sensor range. Carrier strike group 1 has arrived. I'm going to tell you to go ahead and load up on ordnance. I don't know if Earth actually has all the ordnance necessary, however. No, it's at 63, but we fired off 100 missiles. Two more detections. These guys are now actually finally heading for Earth. I do also need to remember to tell Earth to go ahead and build me a couple more of these fighters. I'm going to say, for now, just build me 1. Also, Kind of sort of forgot to obsolete some of these designs. So where is it? No, why am I struggling to find it? There's obsolete component. Oh, here it is. Found it. It's over there. Let's go ahead and obsolete all these old ones. That way they are not showing up in our UI. This is something I should have taken care of before, but I kind of sort of forgot about it. There we go. That'll clean up our UI a little bit. Okay. Now, the main issue we're going to have here is that Earth does not quite have the production capacity. To rebuild all the missiles we'll be needing to fire off, so we are going to end up needing to rely on our actual railguns, which, you know, are sort of supposed to be a weapon of last resort for our ships. Luckily, I think these guys should be able to be taken care of independently, but the issue is that there's another group out there. Actually, another two groups out there. Yep. Okay, we're going to definitely have to rely on our railguns. Also in Siceti, because there are two Yayaks here as well. And a bunch of Tekkas. So, yeah. Quick reaction force is going to have to deal with more than just... Yep. Found some more guys. Well, at the very least, we know Earth is pretty heavily defended. If somehow they were to take care of our space assets, they're going to have a hard time actually doing anything to us. Need to turn on your actives as well. You guys, ship combat, your stuff is already set up. Wonderful. Just need these guys to come into sensor range. Specifically active sensor range. But we may need to go and actually chase after them. We will do a 7 million kilometer range, I believe. That should be fine. Follow. No, damn it, not order delay game. Really wish that these options would not change all the damn time. Oops, not 70 million. 70 million is a little too far away. Now they're running, but they're not faster than our quick reaction force. These guys want to approach, but they also realize they don't quite have the range or the firepower. So uh we'll see what happens. They could just basically run themselves out of fuel after a while. That'll be ages because we're gonna do slow increments as a result of this. That's just how this stuff works. So uh let's pull this up and look at the ships themselves. Who should I probably fire missiles at? Who's more dangerous, the Yaiks or the Tekkas? Well, we don't know of any guns on the. Well, that's obviously not strictly true. It would be highly unlikely that we literally don't know of any guns. Yeah, no, we do. But they have significantly less range at 21,000 kilometers. What is the range of our current railguns that we are using on the escort destroyers? They have 44,000 kilometers on our 10 centimeters. Excuse me, 40,000 on the 10 centimeters and 120,000 on the 15s. So we could fire from outside of their range. The Tekkas, we know, have 134 some odd thousand. And is there a drill here? I thought there was. No, it's a Gatas. That is a civilian vessel. That is the new generation of troop transport. So we're going to go and I think fire the missiles at the Tekkas, but we can't unless I split up the missiles, and I don't know exactly how many are necessary. Oh no, never mind. We got 3. Never mind. Never mind. I was misremembering how many guided missile destroyers we had in this. As it turns out, we have 3. So, uh, we're going to have the Acheron fire a full volley at Tekka 16. Um, okay, I think the game wants us to get closer. I think we don't have, as far as it's concerned, an adequate enough lock. So fine game, fine. I will close to 5 million kilometers. Also, I did set that to follow, correct? Yes. Come on. Close the distance. Thank you. Now, game, do you consider this close enough to be able to fire that? Apparently no. Really? You sure about that? Because they should be well within range. But okay, we'll get even closer. What do you say to 2 million kilometers? I feel like that's a little too close, personally. But the game seems to think it's potentially not close enough. Yeah, I think the issue is our active sensors here are not the greatest. On the destroyers, they rely very heavily on having that carrier there. And I think that's what's interfering with this. Gonna set those guys up like that. You guys close the distance? No, you're at 2 million. Which is what I have you set for, right? Yes, okay. Try this again. 1 million kilometers. For some reason, you still don't think that's close enough. And I really question your sanity there, game. I really do. Because they're well within active sensor range. But like, we cannot get any closer without getting into frickin' gun range. That is how close we are. Okay. Yeah, because so... God damn it, game. Yeah, so if we get our... So they have an observed range of 130 some odd thousand kilometers on the Tekkas, which is the whole reason why I'm trying to missile the Tekkas. The max range of our 15 centimeters that we are using right now on our destroyers is 120,000 kilometers. This is obviously making me say we need to design something new. Which I guess is true. Realistically, these railguns probably should have been replaced a while back, but doubly so now. We can get 180,000 kilometers on a 15 centimeter railgun with a rate of fire of 10 seconds. I think the current ones are 15, or at least they should be. But the game doesn't tell me that info right here. But yes. Oh, no, it does. Okay, there we go. Rate of fire 15. So these would also be faster firing with more range. I think we're going to consider that. And by consider that, I mean, I think that's something we are definitely going to be doing. Like, is it just because they're flying away from us that you guys are refusing to fire the missiles because for some reason you think that they're going to get away or something? I really don't get why you don't seem to believe that this can fire. Because it can. Oh. The max you can fire this at these guys is showing us 511 kilometers, so we're going to have to close to 500,000 kilometers. Okay, there we go. That solves my problem. Why we're needing to close that closely, I don't know. I really don't. So let's close to 500,000. I'm going to go ahead and tell the fleet to cease fire. Okay. You fire. Only a single penetrating hit. You fire. You fire. You ceasefire. That did not have any penetrating hits. That had a couple. They're still going. We didn't knock out any of them, which is a shame. It really is. Because now that means I do need to get into weapons range. God, well, hopefully we did damage to their weapon. Either, I didn't want to get that close. Hopefully they did damage to the... Well, let me check and see. What is the range the game's going to give me for this? 120,000 kilometers. Okay, assign that to the fleet. We're going to go ahead and tell you to close to 119,000 kilometers. Simply because I don't trust you with the 120,000 claim. And I know you don't have a target, but final defense fire. And assign that to the fleet. Hopefully, the little bit of armor these things have will not result in their immediate deaths upon being engaged. Okay, we've made an observation from Tekka 16. What has that changed in regards to our information? That their actual range now is 156,000 kilometers, but they have a rate of fire of 15, which is the same as us, so that's actually not super helpful, of course. There they go, firing again. The Acorn is not having a swell time. Are we getting hits on them? We are, but not penetrations. Still no penetrations on them. What issues is the Acorn having? Is it just armor? Yeah, it looks like it's just armor. They haven't knocked any systems offline yet. And of course, part of the issue, part of our thing is that we don't have a ton of railguns. We may want to go and close the distance further to get the 10 centimeters in on the action. I think that's what we're going to do. Since they're not firing missiles, we're going to close to 39,000 kilometers. So that we can get the 10 centimeters in on the action as well. Those have a significantly higher rate of fire at 15, if I recall correctly. Or, excuse me, at 5, right? Yes. There we go. We got some penetrating hits. They're also getting penetrating hits, though, on us, which is not fun. We actually lost one of our escorts. Oh no, we didn't lose it, but it's dropped out due to damage. We got some new information on the Yayaks. They have 39,000 kilometer range. Fantastic. And both of our escort DDs have been have broken off as a result of damage. Okay, well, shit. Change of plans. Head to Seoul. Standard transit. Earth. Refuel, resupply. You guys. You're gonna have to try the same. So long as you have engines, you will be fine. But I think that's the question. Do you have engines? You do. Well, one of you does. The other one currently doesn't. Yeah, God, that fucking... Well, at least they're pulling back. Hopefully they keep pulling back. Turn off your actives so that hopefully they lose sight of you. At least we got them to pull back. Now I just need you to fix your damn engine. On the GDO3. Or, excuse me, yeah, the Arens. Wonderful. The Arens fixed its engine. Well, apparently at least enough to move. Because the game seems to be claiming both engines are still damaged. Oh, did you break it again? Did it break again? It broke again, didn't it? I think that's what happened. I think you broke your damn engine again. Ah, wonderful. No, Arens, come on. Come on. Your job is this thing. It's literally supposed to be top of your list. Is fixing your damn engines. Am I gonna have to send the tug out to get you? I'm gonna have to send the tug out to get you, aren't I? Yep, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just grab the tug. Because even if I don't strictly have to send it out, it's not quite going as well as I would like. Grab you. Tractor, I need bring... Oh, whoops. Nope. Go to Soul, Earth. Release. I don't know how good of a job you'll be able to do to actually bring them back. Oh, are these guys actually approaching Earth now? You got closer. You're acting as if you want to, but then you're deciding, no, never mind. I was joking. Ha ha, see, funny. This is why I'm looking into new missiles. Because our current ones also very clearly are not sufficient. I need them to close into that 25 million kilometer range. Oh, yeah, those guys ran away because I had them set to run away to that rendezvous point should... okay, those guys disappeared. Okay, they... Okay. That's fine. Why are you not showing any potential targets? Game. I don't know about you, but I would think that those guys are potential targets. But evidently you got a different idea of what qualifies as a potential target than I do. Because, oh, whoops. I would consider that within range. But evidently, you don't. I don't think that makes any sense, game. I really don't. But now they're running away again. The fighter completed on Earth. Wonderful. The Arens continues to ever so slowly attempt to limp back to Earth. Its main thing is that it needs to repair the damn engines. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. And those guys are pissing off again before they turn back around to come at us again because they want to and then they don't. They're trying to lure me away, but I don't have the range to attack them. Well, the speed, rather. Yeah, I don't have the speed to attack them because these are all the military vessels. What we're going to go ahead and do, though, I think, here, is we're going to start planning. So, first things first, new missile fire control. Let's go ahead and pull up the existing one so I have a template to look at. That doesn't provide anywhere near enough information. So there's our existing ones. Our new missiles are 41 million kilometer range. So let's take a look at this. Resolution 100. That is in fact what I want. Size, however, can be dropped down so it is only 5 tons. Which is actually not good enough because that means that they're a little bit short on the range. So we'll make it a sensor size 0.2. It is 10 tons as opposed to 5, but it gets us the range of our current missiles plus a little bit extra. So hopefully we don't have to worry about issues there. This is going to be the OA sensor systems, sure. Prototype that. I say prototype, but we are going to be more than likely using that no matter what. A new 15 centimeter railgun from Aretino Precision Arms. So 10-second fire rate, which does beat the enemies by 5 seconds. It also gives us more range than them again, but that means I'm going to need to design a new beam fire control, because I think our existing one is, yes, intended for 128,000. So do that. We're also going to design a new 10 centimeter one to replace our existing 10 centimeter. The 10 centimeter that we use on actual ships, of course, which is 40,000, so it goes up to 60,000. Which is still a marked improvement, of course. Prototype that. The question is, do I design a new 10 centimeter for the fighters? How large is the one that's used on the fighters? It is a size 3.5. How low can I take the capacitor charge rate? And still have a 5-second reload. 3. Okay. Excuse me, I read that wrong. That is a 116 some odd. So if I give you this, it gives you a 60,000 kilometer range. You guys double check your beam fire control. You are using this one, which has a 12,000 max range, which you definitely don't need. So let's bring this down. We will do a 20 velocity. Gives you a little bit extra, although I guess it's a question of whether or not I redesign your beam fire control. You know what? I need to design new beam fire controls anyway. Let's design those first real quick. So the existing ones used on our destroyers are this one, which has 128,000 kilometer range. Let's go ahead and pull up view technology, beam fire control. This one. These will have a higher tracking speed now, which is always great. Okay. Now I need at least a 180,000. And hopefully without becoming larger by a significant margin. Okay, that's larger. I would have loved to have avoided that if at all possible, but that is evidently not going to be the case. I can live with it. I mean, it's only 25 tons, so it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Tangsa Electronics Industries will be this one. Let's also design the smaller one, which I think is just going, well, actually, I could try to make up for the weight difference. The new ones are 60,000. So we can do this, which is here it is. Actually, still slightly larger. I would have to do that, which means it doesn't quite get the max range, which I want you to at least have the max range. So we'll do that. And you know what? Yes, let's go ahead and look into a new single weapon for the fighters. Smallest possible size is a 16,000 kilometers. The current single weapon is a 12. Well, we'll just round and say 13. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're going to do this. Single weapon fire control. I don't really need to do the electronic hardening on a fighter, realistically. Although, we don't have an issue with the iridium, so I think I'm just going to say screw it and take it. I could significantly improve your tracking speed, but I don't think that really matters here. Okay. And then go back and design a new railgun that has a 16,000 kilometer range. And by 16,000, I mean just do 20,000. Double check the size of those railguns. It's 150, God. It's just a question of do I have you do 4 shots or 3? And honestly, I think I'd rather have you do 4 shots, and I can try to finagle stuff to get it to function. Now, it doesn't cost us anything to have a higher recharge rate, but it just doesn't have an actual effect on fire rate. And I don't know if it'll make any difference. Since it doesn't have an effect on rate of fire, I assume it makes 0 difference. A capacitor recharge rate of 6 on a rate of fire with a rate of fire of 5 and a recharge rate of 3 and a rate of fire of 5, I assume are exactly the same. The difference is... Oh no, not even power requirement. So yeah, you know, we're just going to stick with a 3 for this one, which I think is what we use right now, actually. No, actually what we use right now would be 2.25, since it only fires 3 shots. New company name as well for this one. This is going to be Kisei Weapon Systems. Wonderful. So some new tech to be going into 20 some odd refits. Honestly, we can probably do the refits while these guys keep fucking about, which I think is what we're going to end up doing. But the main thing is that they're going to be significantly slowing down our game while they're there, because I can't completely safely go and use higher increment times while I need to deal with this guy. But yeah, we're gonna need to take care of them at some point. But like I said, I don't think we can really deal with them until after the refits finish, which means not until these techs are done. And that's all gonna take a while. So I'll see you all next time, where we will hopefully make our way to being able to deal with these guys. If they approach us closely again, we may attempt to move in on them. But the main thing is just that they're slightly faster than us. I'm also going to, those new refits, I'm going to off-screen look into designing some new engines, hopefully be faster than our current things. The main thing that holds us back is the carrier. I could split the destroyers off and they can go and do their thing and the carrier can stay in orbit of Earth. And maybe send its fighters out. The destroyers can catch up to these guys no problem. But the main thing is that The only viable weapon system I have against these guys is our missiles. As of right now, they outrange us when it comes to guns, which means that I can't really safely use that strategy of just firing at them from a distance with our guns, because the missiles are going to run out. We don't have a massive stockpile. I wasn't sitting on them. And I mean, we only recently-ish built the new ones, and we're waiting on the gal site. Is our main thing that held us back on being able to get a decent stockpile of those. But yeah, so off screen, I'm going to go ahead and look into designing some new engines to go onto the 2120, we'll say 6 refits of our existing ships. We also do need to consider, specifically in the case of the Akage, or our carriers rather, probably looking into a whole new class that has extra things going for it, larger or more hangar bays, things like that. But that probably won't be occurring until a little bit further down the road, I'm thinking right now, because we've got bigger issues to deal with than designing a whole new carrier platform. But I'll see you all next time. Like I said, quick reminder, if you want to stay up to date with the channel, any changes to my schedule and the like, I would highly recommend you join the Discord. You can find a link to that down below in the description. But I'll see you all next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell.